Hey everyone, welcome to our latest lesson from Garris Math. Today's lesson is all about solving systems by substitution. In our last lesson, we learned about solving systems by graphing, but there are some definite limitations there. Oftentimes it's hard to see where the lines intersect, and what happens if we don't have a graph large enough? We have to find an algebraic way to solve systems. So here's our first method. When we use substitution, you must solve for one variable in one equation. Okay, so you solve for one variable in one equation and then substitute that expression into the other equation. Then you solve for one variable. After you've solved for one variable, you can take the value of that variable and plug it back into one of the original equations and solve for the other. It sounds like a lot, but once you see a couple examples, I think it'll make sense. So, here's the deal. Look at this first example. Both equations are solved for y, meaning y is by itself. So I can take this equation, this top equation, and 3x and plug it in for y in the bottom equation. Because y is the same thing as 3x, I'll put that 3x in the bottom equation. So now I have 3x equals x minus 2. Now I'm just solving for x. I can subtract x on both sides. So 2x equals negative 2. Divide both sides by 2. And x equals negative 1. Now I need to find out what y is. So I plug back into the original equation. Y equals 3 times negative 1. So y equals negative 3. My final answer, remember, is an ordered pair. It's the ordered pair negative 1, negative 3. Alright, so look at another one. This first equation is solved for y. Y is all by itself. So I can take what y equals, which is x plus 1, and plug it in for y in the bottom equation. Again, y and x plus 1 have the same value. So I'm going to take x plus 1 and put it in for y in the bottom equation. So 4x plus x plus 1 equals 6. I simplify, and 5x plus 1 equals 6, and now I solve. Subtracting 1 from both sides, I get 5x equals 5, and x equals 1. Alright, time to find the value for the other variable. I take 1 and plug it back into the original equation, so y equals 1 plus 1, and we all know that's 2. So my final answer is the ordered pair 1, 2. Not too bad, right? Let's check out a few more examples. Alright, in this next example, I need to start solving for a variable before I can do any substitution. Since there's no coefficient with y, I think it'd be easiest if we moved 6x to the other side and got y all by itself. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to rewrite the equation down below. It's going to be y equals negative 6x plus 11. Again, I just subtracted 6x from both sides. Alright, since y now has the same value as negative 6x plus 11, I'm going to plug negative 6x plus 11 in for y in this equation. Now, things are going to get fun. 3x plus 2 times negative 6x plus 11 equals negative 5. Okay, now we're going to have to use our distributive property and multiply 2 times negative 6x, that's negative 12x, and then 2 times 11, and that's 22. This is all equal to negative 5. Now I simplify. 3 minus 12x, that's negative 9x, plus 22 equals negative 5. I subtract 22 from both sides. So negative 9x equals negative 27. And when I divide both sides by 9, I get x equals 3. Phew! Alright, now it's time to find y. I'll plug it back into the equation here. So if y equals negative 6x plus 11, then y equals negative 6 times 3 plus 11. Y equals negative 18 plus 11. So y equals negative 7. My final answer is the ordered pair 3, negative 7. All right. In the next example, x has been isolated, so I can take the value of x, which is 2y minus 4, and substitute it into the other equation on the bottom for x. Okay, let's go ahead and do it. 2y minus 4 plus 8y equals 16. Now I simplify. 10y minus 4 equals 16. 10y equals 20. And y equals 2. Plug 2 back into an original equation, so x equals 2 times 2 minus 4. X equals 4 minus 4, so x equals 0. Our final ordered pair is the ordered pair 0, 2. Alright folks, you've seen me try it a few times, now it's your turn. Try the OYO questions and then check your answer. Alright, for this first question, they're both solved for y, so I can take the value of y up top, which is x plus 3, and substitute it in for y in the bottom equation. X plus 3 equals 2x plus 5. Now I start solving, so I subtract x from both sides. So x, and I subtract 5, is negative 2. Okay, I take my value for x and plug it back into the original equation, so y equals negative 2 plus 3, and y equals 1. My final ordered pair is the ordered pair negative 2 and 1. Alright, in the second one, you had to do a little work before you could substitute. You had to get one variable all by itself. I'm going to work with this bottom equation because x and y don't have any coefficients, and since I don't like to work with negative numbers, I'm going to go ahead and add y to both sides. So this bottom equation is now x equals y plus 5. Now I can plug y plus 5 into the top equation for x. Alright, here we go. Y plus 5 plus 2y equals negative 1. I simplify. 3y plus 5 equals negative 1. Now 3y equals negative 6, and y equals negative 2. Okay, almost there. Got to find our value for x. So I'll plug negative 2 into the equation that we solved for x, and x equals negative 2 plus 5. So x equals 3. My final answer here is the ordered pair 3, negative 2. Alright folks, I hope you enjoyed your lesson today. You got a lot of work in with solving equations. If you have questions, please come to class ready to ask them. That's it for now.